This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Welcome, Rabbi. I want to share with you a brief thought for Parshas Vayishlach from the Ben Ish Chai. There's a pasuk in this week's Parsha. Esav encounters Yaakov Avinu, and Esav sees the family of Yaakov. He sees his wives, Rachel and Leah, and Esav says, Mi eileh lach. Mi eileh lach. Very unusual expression. Mi, who? Eileh, these, lach, to you. Vayoimar, and Yaakov Avinu said, Hayeladim, these are the children, Asher chanan Elokim esavdecha, that Elokim has ingratiated to your servant. So there are two questions over here. Number one, what's this expression, Mi eileh lach? Who are these to you? You should say, Mi eileh. What's Mi eileh lach? Secondly, why does Yaakov Avinu invoke the name Elokim? Elokim is Midas Hadin. Yaakov Avinu is trying to talk about his children. He's speaking about the chesed of Hashem. Why does he refer to his children in connection with Elokim? So the Ben Ish Chai, in a beautiful sefer called the Drashos Od Yosef Chai, I want to thank my friend Gedalia Schwartz for getting a hold of the sefer for me. He explains an amazing thing. Firstly, says the Ben Ish Chai, that there were two brothers, Yaakov and Esav, and there were also another two sisters, Rachel and Leah. And the deal was, the older one went to the older one, the younger one went to the younger one. So Yaakov Avinu was going to marry Rachel, and Esav, being the Bechar, he was going to marry Leah. That's the first thing you need to know. Number two, when Yaakov Avinu came to his father and stole the Bechorah and said, Ani Esav Bechorecha, and he took the brachos, this was not a sheker, this was not a lie, because he was just acting upon the fact that he had stolen the Bechorah earlier, and once he took the Bechorah, he indeed was in lieu of Ani Esav Bechorecha. So therefore, Esav now comes to Yaakov with the following question. Wait a second. You took the Bechorah, you said I'm Esav. Well, if you're Esav, then you should be marrying Leah, and I should be marrying Rachel. I mean, you can't have both of them. The deal was the older girl to the older brother, and the younger girl to the younger brother. You can't take both. If you indeed are Ani Esav Becharecha, you should marry Leah. Now, al pi Kabbalah, Leah's name is Eileh, and that's self-evident because the oisios of Leah are Eileh. Rachel al pi Kabbalah is Yam, Yud Mem. We'll explain that in a moment. So Leah is Eileh, and Rachel is Yam. Perhaps we could explain, why is Rachel referred to as Yam? I'm going to tell you something very quickly from the Arizal. An amazing thing, the Arizal is Megala, based on the Gemara in Ksubis, that it says about the daughter of Rabbi Akiva, V'hainu da'amri inshi Rechela basar Rechela azli. Why do we refer to the daughter of Rabbi Akiva, Rechela basar Rechela? So Arizal has an amazing hisgalos, and that is that Akiva and his wife Rachel were none other than the Nitzotzos, the Gilgulim of Yaakov and Rachel. Akiva is Oisios Yaakov Aleph. And just like Yaakov was a shepherd for his shver, Akiva was a shepherd for Kabba Savua. And just like Yaakov Avinu had two wives, Rachel and Leah, so too Akiva had two wives, Bas Kabba Savua and the wife of Tornis Rufus Harasha. Says the Arizal, the daughter of Kabba Savua is Keneged Rachel. The wife of Tornis Rufus is Keneged Leah. Therefore, we say about the daughter of Rabbi Akiva, Rechela, Basa Rechela, Rachel after Rachel, because her mother indeed was Rachel, the Gilgal of Rachel Imeno. Now, let me just tell you something amazing. The Gemara says in Rosh Hashanah that Moshe Rabbeinu had 49 levels of wisdom. The Gemara says, Chamishim Sharei Bina Nivru La'olam. There are 50 gates of wisdom. B'kula nitnu l'Moshe chasar achas. They were all given to Moshe except for one. That means Moshe Rabbeinu only had 49. There was only one person in history who had all 50, Rabbi Akiva. The Remez is, the Medrash says, Kol Yakar Ra'asa Inai. He saw a Kol is 50. Rabbi Akiva had all 50. Eishes Chaver Kechaver. The wife of a Talmid Chacham is like a Talmid Chacham. That means Rachel had how many? 50. And therefore Rachel Imenu was called Yam. Rachel Imenu is called Yam. Yam is 50. Says the Ben Ish Chai. So Esav comes to Yaakov with the following Kabbalistic Lamda Shataina. He said, Miman of Shach, you can only have one of them. If you're Yaakov, you can marry Rachel. If you're me, then you can marry Leah. Mi ele lach. Me we said is Rachel. Me, you want me? You want Rachel? No problem. Then ele lach. Then what are you doing with Leah? You can't have both of them. If you want the me, if you want Rachel, then ele lach. What's Leah doing by you? So Yaakov Avinu says, you got it wrong. Both of these Nashim are part of the Shem Hashem. They're both connected to Hashem. They're both connected to Elokim. Aleph Lamed Hey is Leah, Yud Mem is Rachel. And therefore, you have no shaykhs to Elokim, and therefore you don't get any of them. But I, who am so connected and misdabek to Elokim, I get both. And therefore the Ben Ish Chai reads a pasuk like this. Me, if you want Rachel, then Eilelach, what are you doing with Leah? Says Yaakov, Vayomer Hayoladim Ashechanan Elokim Es Avdecha. You made a mistake. It comes from Elokim. I'm the only one who has connection to Elokim. You have no connection to Elokim. You get nobody. I get both. So Esav, guess what? I get the Bechor, I get the Brachos, and I get both Nashim. Have a great day live from Torah Anytime Studios.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.